What up, YouTube? Back at it again. We are checking out, running through some more Patreon requests. So right now we're looking at, I've been asked to do, since I did that first one, a bunch more System of a Down. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. This one was the next one that popped up, Toxicity. So I did, Chop Suey, right? So this is probably their next most, I think, popular song. I've never actually sat down with the lyrics. I think I know the song. It's probably been 15, 20 years since I've heard it, and I've never sat down with the lyrics and tried to pick them apart. Let me get lyrics up real quick. Which is always fun for me now, like looking back, like songs that were popular that you heard and you just kind of sing along to the chorus. And anyways, go support System of a Down, go like, go subscribe. We'll keep working our way through this list. I'm just gonna cover it. I'm assuming you guys have seen the video. You'll be able to see plenty of it. I've been dealing with a lot of like copyright issues with YouTube on stuff that otherwise, like, I'm just sick of fighting. So hopefully you guys don't hate me for it. But otherwise, like I said, go support, go like, go subscribe. Let's try to figure out some lyrics here. Also, love to have you guys here as well. Please like, comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed. Appreciate it very much. It does help the channel. Lyrics, conversion. Okay, let's go. Cool. Best way to get me is on Patreon. That's where requests like this one do come from. Jump over there and DM me. It's free. It's easy to do. It keeps everything in one place. Otherwise, feel free to drop comments. I do read all my comments. So if I see things, multiple times, I'll probably just end up doing them anyways. And it helps out with the algorithm. So make sure you smash that like, and let's dive in here. Dude, I'm sorry, I'll run it back a little bit. I'll be straight up with you though. Dude, this shit still slaps. X amount of years later, I'm not even sure how long ago this is done, but it still slaps. I kind of want to get back into it. I'll be honest with you. This is good stuff, dude. This is good gym track shit too.
Software version 7.0. Looking at life through the eyes of a tire hub. Eating seeds is a pastime activity. The toxicity of our city.
Yo, he's actually being like, this is kind of political. Hold on a second here. I never actually thought about that verse. And I've never seen the video ever. Conversion software version 7.0. So it's like you're blindly how like your software it updates with regardless of whether you like it or not, right? Like I got forced on Windows 11. Wasn't a fan at the time. I've kind of learned to use it, but it's almost at a broader scale, like the macro level. It's almost like he's talking about like this how things are sort of fed to you without your acceptance is interesting. And eating seeds as a pastime activity is really interesting because I think Surge is Armenian, right? And like that was like a big part of like seeds were I think like sunflower seeds were like it not just a pastime activity. That was a source of nutrition during like the genocide. So that's an interesting kind of take on that, but plus it's like it's something you do out of boredom where there's so much going on around you and you're just that's interesting. Anyways, let's go.
The toxicity of our city. No! What are you on the world? How do you own this order? Disorder! No! Somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep.
sorry, my whole thing just went down and shut out. Like, well, my screen blipped, and then, anyways, I'll run it back a little bit. We'll carry on here.
More wood for their fires, loud neighbors.
Yeah, so a lot of the imagery they're using, like, and they're just superimposing it, like, on, is, is going to be like, again, we're using this narrative, not just, I'm not just talking about, like, and I don't know if that was a reference directly to like the Armenian genocide or whatever, but I think it's talking about like the political and, your establishment as a whole, your political, your media driven, especially just your propaganda machine, that kind of controls, and that's toxicity, right? That kind of controls, you're the 99% of us, right? And it's just kind of, it's interesting how the song flows. It gets chaotic and then it calms you down. It gets chaotic and it calms you down. It's almost like a sequence in, dude. It's almost like what happens, year to year with, the roller coaster that that is our lives in this system, fed by this system, directed by this system of a down.
Loud neighbors, flashlight reveries caught in the headlights of a truck, eating seeds as a pastime activity, the toxicity of our city. No, what do you on the world? How do you on the disorder? No, somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep. Somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep. Disorder, disorder, disorder.
What is he saying there? Hold on. When I became the sun, I shone life into man's hearts. When I became the sun, I shone life into man's hearts. Yeah, there's definitely like an anarchical element to this. Anarchaic. What's the right word for that? Like, just it's talking about like just the influence society has versus like the individual. And it's an interesting line, somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep, disorder. Um, how do you own disorder? Um, more wood for their fires, loud neighbors, flashlights, reveries caught in the headlights of a truck. Yeah, dude, this is it's cryptic as hell, man. I kind of see where he's going, and what takes your brain there is just the name of the song, Toxicity, and you kind of can get a feel for it. It's just like it's talking about like this sort of deep corruption, um, but like the sacred silence and sleep. That's an interesting kind of, it's not contrasting. It's sort of parallels. But like somewhere in between that is he's talking about disorder, and it's like not even that, but um more so like your establishment misconduct. If I'm again my I don't I'm probably not even reading it right. This My brain just goes one direction and it stays there. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. He could be talking about a, a, a toxic relationship with an ex, and somewhere between having a peaceful sleep and just silence, just toxic shit and disorder, and it's just can't deal with it anymore. And that could be, I could very easily turn this song on its head. um and the word seeds here has a double. It's not just eating seeds like they depicted and I talked about, like sunflower seeds, but also eating seeds. Like, what do seeds do? They grow. So it's almost like feeding the to me, like feeding the masses just information and propaganda that will spread and grow within, um just by, like, for example, like, a lot of people, you read what you see, or you excuse me, you believe what you see, you believe what is written, what is fed to you, and then you then voice that. So now you have this ever dispersing sort of spider web of, it's of however that rhetoric or that message changes. And it's like it just causes, it causes this crazy corruption and this overwhelming control, over the masses that aren't the ones kind of in that control and the ones feeding that data, right? So unless you're the sunflower seed maker, then you're the sunflower seed chewer, and there's a lot more chewers than there are makers, um, because seeds are small. So that's uh that's an interesting. I don't know if that's the analogy he was going for there, but I do know that he's Armenian, and I knew, like, just historically that, during the genocide. But regardless of that, that's it's wild to think through. I want to spend more time kind of thinking about that. I've only ever just like listened to the song and just sang, like, and I didn't even know what he was saying. La, blah, 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 disorder. You know what I mean? Like back in the day. So I didn't really know the words. now I now just sit down with them is kind of wild. But yeah, I learned this, that with, the more I dive into stuff, like a lot of artists, they do get very, very kind of political, with just like their message, and the way that this is delivered is so cool. um this might this might have just became one of my new favorite songs. I might just start playing this more. This song's badass. I think I forgot about it, but no, good call. Appreciate the, I'm pointing like you're standing there. Appreciate the request. um Anyways, yeah, go support System of a Down. Go like, go subscribe, please. Of course, love to have you guys here. Make sure you like, comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed. Appreciate it very much. It does help the channel. If you have anything else you want to check out by them or anybody, make sure you either drop it in the comments, or better yet, jump over to Patreon. If you want to support, easy way to do so, you become a member down here, become a member on Patreon, and there are certain perks to that. But otherwise, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll talk to you in the next.